Hello and welcome to lesson 2 of my previous lesson, how to create a new sequence in Premiere Pro. So in this video, I'm going to be explaining to you the video resolutions, because the information of video resolutions will help you understand sequences, right? Whether you're editing in Premiere Pro or whether you're shooting on camera, the purpose of this video is to explain to you video resolutions. Now, in my previous video, I explained to you that when you want to create a sequence, one of the fastest way to create a sequence is to simply select your video or your image and drag it onto your timeline over here and drop it, and it's going to create that sequence automatically. So you can see we have a sequence here. Now you also notice that because I brought in a portrait video, that a portrait sequence was created. Now if I select a landscape video, for example, I select the icon view over here and I select my video tab and I select a landscape video over here and I create a new sequence. Remember that if you don't want to use this same sequence, you want to create multiple sequences, you can just drag the other video. Okay, for me to do that, I need to change it to list view. No, I need to change it to icon view, sorry, and select maybe a landscape video and drag it to this new item icon over here and release it, and now a landscape sequence has been created. Now the purpose for creating your sequence is that this sequence gives Premiere Pro a proper understanding of the format of the video you want to export out. In case if you have shot both vertical and portrait, Premiere Pro cannot understand if you want it to be portrait or if you want it to be video, so or if you want it to be landscape. So this sequence helps Premiere Pro know. So the first video you bring into your timeline automatically shapes or creates the sequence. So if I'm editing under this new sequence I've created here, even if I bring in now, if I scroll up and I select a portrait video and I drag it into this timeline over here, now if I move this my playhead over here, you will notice that when it comes over here, what I'm seeing here is a portrait video, and that is why there is black here and black here. However, if I edit this video under this landscape sequence that I've created over here, it's going to come out as a landscape video, regardless of the fact that I had both portrait and landscape inside here. Now if I come to this first sequence here by selecting the first one here, you can see that this is portrait. If I drag in a landscape video here, you will notice that the first video perfectly fits on the program monitor here. Now if I move this playhead to this other area, you will notice that even though the sequence, this is the sequence, this black area here is portrait, you will notice that this video has adjusted itself to show landscape. That is why we have black at the top here and black at the bottom. So the first thing you need to do is that before you create a sequence, understand the resolution of the videos you are working with. For me to explain resolution to you better, I'm going to invite you to pexels.com. This is where I download free videos. You can come here, pexels.com, to download free stock videos, images, and a lot more. So when you come over to pexels.com, for example, and you download, say you're looking for a black lady, for example, now you will notice that they automatically give you some options. You have portrait and you have landscape. Now if, for example, you say you want to download, okay, these are pictures, you can change it to videos here if you like by selecting the video. I'm going to recommend that you come over to filter and you drop it down from a large size to something that is not more than 1080. If you leave it at anything, you'll be downloading 4K and 8K. They will most likely be causing your PC to drag or lag. So I'll recommend that you change it to 1080p. Then you can scroll up and you can change it if you want only horizontal or if you want only vertical, right? But for the purpose of this video, I'm just going to select any one. Now I just want to show us what video resolution means. Now you will notice that even though this video is a portrait, if I come over to this download option and I select this arrow drop down here, even though it is a portrait video, there are different sizes. That sizes is the resolution. It represents the number of pixels that are inside each video or each frame. The more the pixels, the more the quality of the video. The lesser the pixel, the lesser the quality. It also affects the size of the image or the video. So what am I trying to say? You can download full HD, which is 1080p. It's going to have more quality than 720 by 1280, but this one will have lesser size. On your PC you can edit this faster, but this one will be a little bit higher. But the advantage of 1080 is that 1080 will still work fine on your PC, but from 4K and 8K will begin to cause your PC to lag. Now if you come over to SD, which is the standard definition, 540 by 960 is much smaller. So let me invite you back to Premiere Pro as I show you something. If I go back to my photo image tab, I select this image. If I double click on this name of the image here, you can make it full screen. Now this is SD. This little box that you can see here, this is the size of SD. So if you come back and you see this option that we are seeing, SD, these three options, SD, it's saying that this is the size. So now this is 1280 by 720 size. Now this is full HD, 1920 by 1080. This is the size. When I say 1920 by 1080, this is the size. It doesn't matter if it's portrait or horizontal, you can flip it. So this is saying 1080 by 1920. Premiere Pro is saying 1920 by 1080 is just flipping from horizontal to vertical. Now this here is 4K. This is Ultra HD, rather 3840 by 2160, and this is 4K. You can see the difference in size. So when you are editing, if you set your video to this side, to this size, it is okay to the physical eyes. The difference is not obvious in the physical eyes, right? But if your PC can carry 4K and your camera can shoot on 4K, it's fine to shoot on 4K and also to bring it into your PC. Now if your PC is good, you can even shoot on 8K, 4K and use proxies to edit it, and it will not lag, right? But if your PC is not so strong, I highly recommend that you download 1920 by 1080, which is full HD or SD, right? Now we go back to Premiere Pro. The reason why I explain this is that now that you have understood, if to go back, you just need to come back to the name here, screenshot.jpg, and double click on it. It returns the workstation. So you understand that in a portrait sequence, you may have encounters where you need to bring in videos that are not portraits. What do you do then to fix this? You have two options. Select the video on the timeline, come over to effects control on this monitor or on your source monitor, effects control, and you come to the scale property and increase the scale until it fits the screen. So now when you pass here and it comes to the next video, it is still full screen. So for example, if you come over to this next one, which is a landscape, you will notice that this was full landscape. You now come over and the next one is not full. You have the option of selecting it, hold down scale and increase your scale, but you need the person to show. Okay, I think they shot this intentionally that way. So once you have increased the scale to cover the full screen, you just allow it play. I think the camera scrolls up to the face of the person, or you can adjust the position to the way you want it. If you want it this way, so you are not only adjusting the scale, you are adjusting the position property. So you will notice that under position we have two values. The first one by the left is the X value, which indicates moving the video from left to right, and then the next one is the Y value, which indicates moving the video from up to down, right? So this is one of the ways to fix such issues. So if I move my playhead now, you will notice that I now have videos that are filling the entire screen, and that is how you can be adding more videos to edit a landscape video. Another alternative, I'll hit Ctrl Z to undo that so that the video can go back to the way it was. Another alternative is, you have noticed this, people do this, they select a video, they hold down Alt and they drag it one step higher to duplicate it. So what I just did was I just made the video, I made a copy. All I did was I selected a video, I held Alt on my keyboard and I dragged the video with my right selection to up to duplicate it. So I'm just going to delete this copy. Now I have two. So what I'm going to do is to select this one down, the bottom layer, and come over here and increase the scale. Now that I've increased the scale, I don't want this distraction from the bottom layer. You can come over to effects, come over to the effects tab over here, look at it, and under the effects tab, search, under the search bar, search for the Gaussian blur effect and drag this Gaussian blur effect to the bottom layer over here and come over to the effects control. This is the effects control up here under the source monitor. This is a tab. Scroll down and increase the value for blurriness until the background video is blurry. Now if I come now and hit play, you will notice that we now have both videos removing the black side, and now we are seeing landscape videos. You may want to select the top video and increase it a bit and maybe adjust the height a bit so that it scrolls that way. So these are just two options that people usually do to correct it. The first option is that you come to scale and you adjust the scale and you adjust the position to refit that video, to remove the black spaces. And the second option is what we did, that we created another video underneath it and we applied the Gaussian blur effect to the video and came to Gaussian blur under effects control to increase the value. Another way, if you don't mind, you can leave it as being black if you want the black on this side to show, but I don't think it's professional. In the same way, if you come over here to the portrait video, let's say you have one video that is portrait and you have the other video here that is landscape. So what I did here was that I increased the scale. You can see the scale is no more 100. I'm going to change the scale back to what it was. It was 100. So we had all this space over here. So alternatively, you can also decide to first of all increase the scale to fit the screen, to remove the black by the left and the right, and you can duplicate it, hold down Alt and drag it one step above to duplicate it. Now while the bottom layer is still selected, drag the Gaussian blur effect to the bottom layer and increase the blurriness value of the bottom layer and the scale. So what that means is that we have now removed that black. So when we are playing this video, it's going to be showing the second video, but there is no black. It's still a portrait video. So those are two ways that we correct it when we have both portrait and landscape in the same kind of sequence. But it's advisable that when you are shooting, you plan ahead. Do you want to shoot for portrait? You maintain a portrait. Do you want to shoot for landscape? You maintain a landscape. Lastly, speaking again under resolution, it's important that you note that not all videos, even though they are portrait or even though they are landscape, not all videos will automatically fit the same sequence because they are portrait or landscape. Now let me give an example. I've gone ahead to clear my timeline. So right now I'm going to come back to my project. Whenever you want to go back to where your files are, come over to the title that has project. So when you go to project, you will find your images, music, and your videos tab. Now I select the videos tab. Now I'm going to work with only landscape videos now. Now you will notice that if you look at the detail under your video, this video is SD, which means it is standard definition. It is lower in size. This video here is HD, which means that, let me double click it. Okay, let me click it once. Now the title here is showing SD, which means it is smaller in size. If I select, okay, this is a sequence, these are sequences. I've showed you how to detect a sequence by the icon. Now if I scroll up, you will see that this is HD, high definition. So if I bring it up here, it is high definition 1920 by 1080. We also have ultra HD 2560 by 1440. This is really large. And also we have a 3840, which is 4K. Now these are all landscape videos. If I drag this landscape video and drop it here, it has created a sequence that is large. Now remember the image I showed you under these images over here. The size of this video is 3840 by 2160, which means that this is the size of this video. This is the size of this video. Now if I go back to my videos and I select something that is 1920 by 1080 and I drag it here, if you come over, let me drop it by the side. If you come over, you will notice that there is a black space here. Why? Because the sequence was created with the size of 3840 2160, which means that this is the size of the sequence we created, as big as this whole place. But this video that we imported, which is 1920 by 1080, look at 1920 by 1080, this is the size. So this is the size of this video we have just imported, but this is the size of the sequence. So the only way to fix this is to either select the clip, right click, and hit set it to frame size, and it will automatically zoom to fit the frame size. But they are not of the same quality. This is higher pixels, this is higher resolution, but setting to frame size will work because they are both landscape. It's the same way with portraits. If the videos or pictures are portraits, even if they are the same sizes, if you hit set to frame size, it's going to work. But let me go ahead and delete this sequence. Let me show you one last thing. Now in scenarios where I imported a high definition, let me delete this sequence. If I deleted my timeline. In cases like that where you can no longer see your timeline, just come over to Window, Workspaces, and select Reset to Save Layout, and it will come back to normal. Alright, so I want to go to my videos over here, and I want to import a basic SD video. Okay, so this is a high definition video. If I drag this here to create a timeline from a high definition video, which means that what I'm saying is that, let me go to my image to explain this to you clearly. This means that I have created a video. The size of this is 1920 by 1080. It means that I have created a sequence of this size, which means that this program monitor you are seeing is this size. It's not as big as this whole size. It is this size here, from here down. Now if I go back to my project and scroll to my videos, let me go to list view, select videos. If I now decide to import a 4K video, which is this size, to this sequence that is this size here, if I drag a video here, now if I come over to the side, you will notice that this video is not full screen. It is really zoomed in. So the only thing you can do, because this video is bigger than the sequence, it is struggling to stay here. It's like carrying a human being and putting him inside a dog house. He will compress. So what you need to do is to select this video and come over to Effects Control. Now what you are doing is not to increase the video. What you will need to do is to reduce the size of the video, or first thing is to try to right click and hit set to frame size. Set to frame size will automatically adjust the video to the size of the video. But just in case if Premiere Pro resizes the video for you, and maybe in its resizing you still see some black, maybe it stops like this, what you need to do is to now come manually and adjust the scale to fit. But if you have scenarios whereby the video fits on one side but there is black on the other side, what you need to do is to deselect uniform scale over here, and you can now adjust the scale and the width by yourself of the video. So I hope this video explains how to create a sequence and explains video resolution very well to you. Thank you so much, and see you in the next lesson.